Hey everybody, I know it has been a while, but I don't know if any of you follow me on TikTok. If you do, you might know that I had a pretty severe reaction to epoxy. So I have not really wanted my hands, arms, or anything else to be on camera, so I haven't been doing a lot of videos with me in them, but I wanted to make this tumbler for my mom, and I thought it would be a perfect chance for you guys to come along for the ride. I'm going to make a gnome tumbler, so wish me luck. I've watched a few videos. Hopefully that'll be enough info to help me. But so you're going to need a tumbler, of course. A lot of them use the football shaped tumblers, which are really cute. I didn't have one, so I'm going to do it with 30 ounce. That's what my mom likes, and that's what I'm making it for. I got the Sculpty clay, the crafty clay. This is the kind you bake, because the videos I watched, it just seemed that I would like it better. I am going to be using crystal-lac instead of epoxy also, so that'll be a good way for you to kind of see if you're wanting to kind of go that route. I've already started the nose. So basically I kind of traced on the cup, I hope you guys can see it, my basic outline of what I'm going to do. So the circle obviously is where the nose is, and then the other line is where the rim of the hat's going to go. And we'll kind of go along. It has been prepped, it has been sanded, washed with Dawn, and so it is now good to go. And yeah, so we'll just kind of go along. So I figured that was a good size for the nose. It took 2 of the little squares. I am going to paint some of this. I thought about using the colors that I'm going to use and not worrying about painting it, but I think I'm probably going to end up painting it anyway, so I may use more of the neutral colors than I had originally thought, but we'll play that by ear too. So first thing they say is put the nose, because it kind of lets you know where everything is going to be. So I should have gotten a little cup of water. I'll get some in a little bit. But you're going to want to put the nose where you want it. That's a pretty good size. I got a dog hair in it. No surprise around here. Right, Tofi? Oh, Asher Basher. And then once I have some water, I'll be able to smooth this out. Let's see, you can smooth it. If you want it to stay, you're going to probably have to smush it down into the cup a little bit. I may be doing this out of order. Most people do the rim first, but I want to fit the rim kind of around the nose, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Some people glue them on. We'll see if I can get it to stick without gluing. If it does not, I will probably use my E6000 that I use for rhinestones. That seems to be pretty good. There's a gnome. The hat. This stuff's pretty soft, so it's pretty easy to get flexible and moving. You do have to play with it for a little while to get it that way. I did put a plastic mat down here for rolling out. I may need to get a little rolling pin. We'll see if I can do it with my hands. But you want to you're going to basically roll a snake like when you're a kid. That's pretty much the only thing I could make out of clay. I'm not artistic at all. I do not know how to sculpt clay at all. I wish I did, and I wish I was. But I figured this I could probably do. So fingers crossed. I think it'll turn out okay. So yeah, if you are somebody that uses epoxy, which I still plan on using epoxy for some things. I've been doing, I don't know if you can see them up here, but I'm doing things with UV resin, which I seem to be okay with. Don't seem to really react to that. But if you're using the epoxy, I see a lot of videos out there where people aren't using their PPE. Be sure you're wearing gloves. Be sure you are wearing a mask. I bought myself a full face mask now, and I cover myself pretty much like a mummy from head to toe whenever I'm around epoxy, because the slightest little bit touches my skin and my skin will peel off. I'm very fortunate that it did not affect my lungs in any way. It has all been skin, but it's certainly not fun to have to go to work and go out in public looking like a shedding snake. It did pull off skin deep enough to where I lost a part of my tattoo on my wrist, so it was pretty bad. My skin is very wrinkly right now because I was very swollen, and the swelling went down, and now my skin's all wrinkly, but that's okay. It's epoxy gave me some skin rejuvenation, however you say that word. I always mess it up. So we're gonna get this nice and soft, but yeah, just be careful. It's my PSA for you guys. It can be pretty dangerous, and I'm not one to react to stuff. My skin has always been very, I'm not overly sensitive. I can try any makeup products. I could try any, like, exfoliating, anything. I have not had any problems, so I really wasn't overly concerned about it, and I was not careful, admittedly, and it's not good. So best suggestion, as uncomfortable as it may be, or as much as you may not want to put the money out there, it is definitely worth the alternative, which is having the reaction. So that's my advice. You can take it or leave it. It is completely up to you. But as somebody who thought I would never have a problem with it and then did, I can tell you it was quite miserable. You can liken it to rolling around in a field full of poison ivy with the inability to get the poison ivy off your skin. And that's how I felt for probably a good 6 weeks. I'm on my 3rd round of heavy steroids. So you can, I'll leave you with that. You can make the decision. No, some people have no problem at all ever, and that's fine too. You could suddenly wake up and be allergic to your perfume. I understand that. But if you can prevent it, you might as well prevent it. Yeah, so it's much better now, but it does come back. They say once I get healed up from it, I can go back to the epoxy and just be very careful. And like I said, I do plan on using epoxy for some things. But I have managed to be pretty successful doing and this one's just got the first, what I've been doing is using Minwax polyacrylic for the first couple layers to seal it in, and then using the crystallic, and it seems to be doing really good because the polyacrylic lays down my scales for me, and then the other covers it up. So it's been doing pretty good. I have a dried flower one going right now, and those are pretty thick, so we'll see, but it looks beautiful so far. So I've been pretty pleased with it. It is, it takes a little longer. You have to do more layers, but that's okay. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit of glitter in here because you cannot get anything in this house without getting glitter. I did try to clean this table off. Guys, come on. But it's okay because, like I said, we're going to paint it. So I'm just going to kind of see if this is long enough. I kind of, like I said, I traced out kind of how I want it to go, and I think I'm going to put like a little, yeah, that's long enough. It goes far enough down in the back. I'm going to put a little ball on the end too. Yeah, so you're starting to see what that's going to look like. Like I said, I'm going to get myself a cup of water here. My Dollar Tree water jug works great. I put bottled water in it, and I use it for mixing with my glues and all kinds of stuff, as you guys know we need in the craft room. I will have to make this brim of this hat a little smoother, but hat brims aren't smooth, so I'm not overly worried about it. Just need to decide how far down I want it in the back. I think that looks pretty good. Let me break it off and connect it together. I think I'm going to do a textured beard also. You can use, like, I saw somebody using, I think Allison, who does a lot of the crystallic stuff, I saw her using spackle for the beard, which is a great idea. But then I saw somebody else doing the beard with this, and I think that's what I'm going to try. We'll see. I may change my mind. But getting your fingers wet, you should be able to smooth this out. And get the fingerprints and stuff out of it. I was out back with it and got it dirty, but like I said, I'm painting it, so I'm not overly concerned, but it is something to pay attention to. And then you can see the back. Now, everybody also takes the back and does this because you want it to, first of all, you want it to kind of blend in a little bit because a rim of a hat wouldn't just be, flat. I'm going to try to maybe put some wrinkles in the hat with more clay too. I saw somebody do that. I thought that was really neat. So we're definitely going to try to get adventurous, and we may end up peeling the whole thing off and starting over, but we'll see. So just work with it. It's very easy to work with. So you're just spreading this because you want it to stay in place and you want it to blend. Just do it until you're happy, and it's clay. You can pull it off and you can redo it. You can use the air dry clay. You don't have to use the baking clay. It's what, like I always say, you should pick the materials based on what you're comfortable with. Ooh, those aren't even. Let me move that down. What you like to work with, what you're comfortable with. Some people like tack it over and over for all their gluing, and some people like epoxy, and some people like Mod Podge, and that's fine. So whatever you're comfortable with is how you're going to do your art the best, and you're going to enjoy it more. So that's what you should do. I think that's pretty even. I just need to smooth it out. Because I don't want it super smooth, because a hat wouldn't be super smooth. can see that's looking better. I'll try not to make this video super long, but this is a longer project. There's several steps to it, so I'm going to try to get them all in there for you. We have this gnome we can compare it to. I think my mom got this at Joann's. He's super cute. He'll be our... Oh, but the clay. I got it at Walmart. All of this was in a kit in this box. And it was only like $10.50. So it was a good deal. Sweet boy. Sweet boy. I should have brought a rolling pin or something out here. Let's see. Probably something I can use around here with all this stuff. Alright, let's see. All else fails. Just grab a pin. I am going to fast forward a little bit right here so you guys don't have to watch me put this beard onto the gnome. If there is anything important that I needed to tell you guys, I will be sure to add it. For now, just watch me try to get this thing stuck and look right. And then she took an X-Acto knife and we're cutting hairs basically. Don't worry if you're cutting deep. It's you should worry if you're pulling the beard off. But we'll fix it. And then she kind of not bad. Just I don't quite like the way the hat rim is going. I think it needs to be up higher. I do want to kind of get to make it look like it's curled up maybe. Kind of tried to, I took the things that I like best from each video I watched, trying to incorporate them all, which might be a bad idea. That might be too much. Black into all those grooves. There you go. Gotta fix the pig nose. way she did texture in the hat, she took pieces and then you're going to take them and kind of make them kind of pointed like a fold would be. Kind of like, it reminds me of Halloween, putting scars on, which is not obviously what you're doing, but that's what it reminds me of. Get that nice and smooth, and then when you paint over it, it's going to look like he has texture or folds in the hat. I'm sorry I'm not really doing it where you guys can see it. I'll try to do the next one where you guys can see it better. So basically you're just going to make a, doesn't even have to be a good snake. And then you're going to just stick it on the cup. And then as you spread one side out, it should make, you know, you're going to spread both sides out and then just kind of pinch it in the middle. And then smooth out the edges. One or two in the back, and I think we'll be good. Okay, so once before I put it in the oven, I'm going to make sure I did, you know, the way I like it, and the middle of the folds are the where I want it to be, and the nose is the way I want it, and the beard, but not too bad, I would say, for my first try. Now it does say that you want to preheat the oven to 275, and you want to cook it for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch of thickness. So the nose is probably leave it in for 20 to 30 minutes would do the trick. Hopefully nothing will pop off. If it does, we can glue it on. Not concerned about that. And I know we're all adults, so it goes without saying, but this is a metal cup. When you pull it out of that oven, it is going to be hot. Don't just grab it. And then we just have to wait for it to dry, and then we can paint it. Just want to make sure I'm not forgetting to do anything on here. Boy, I got a lot of muck in that clay, but like I said, we are going to paint over it. Alright guys, so I'm just going to get my rim straightened out, get the oven heated up, get this baked, and then I'll come back and we will move on to the next step. So I would say though, just be sure and take your time on this part, because you want to make sure it's the way you like it and that you like the look of it and all of that. So yeah, it's my first attempt at a 3D tumbler. Well, I mean, I guess I do some 3D tumblers, but just some of the stuff I do on them, but a 3D tumbler like this one for sure. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. So I'll be right back with you guys after we get this baking for about 30 minutes at 275. Alright, so we are baked, and now it's time to paint. I think I have decided what colors I want to use, so fingers crossed it'll turn out good. But so here it is, all baked. And it's hard. I left it, what I did is I baked it at 220 for 30 minutes or 20 minutes, turned off the oven and left it in there without opening the oven door for 2 hours so that it could cool off and you wouldn't shock it, and hopefully it wouldn't crack. I have not seen any cracks, I haven't seen any lifting, but as we go through it we'll see. I also added a mustache on there. I just thought it needed something, so now we will paint it. I'm also going to add glitter, but after we paint it, the paint dries, then I'll add the glitter. So I've decided on, I think, blue for the hat, and then I'm going to put, after a few coats of Crystalline, I'm going to put some snowflakes on it so that it can have snowflakes. I'm going to do the beard gray, and then I did a mix glitter chip glitters for the beard, and then a mix of glitter chip glitters for the hat. Mustache, gonna be fog, nose, peach of mind, and then I'm not sure for the body yet, but one of my real bright reds, because I'm gonna do red for the body. So we're gonna just start painting. We'll start with the beard. So I know watching me paint is probably going to be similar to watching paint dry, but I'd be interested in the comments to hear if anybody has ever tried this before or done any other 3D tumblers. I've never really been attracted to 3D tumblers, but I just find this one pretty cute. And now that I've done my little snowball fight cup and some different things like that, I'm not, maybe I was intimidated and I just thought, well, I don't like them anyways. They're awfully cute. I'm not sure how functional they are, but does it have to be functional? No. You can still take a drink out of it. And honestly, I thought it would be pretty heavy, but it's really not. It's, I mean, it's a little heavy, but it's no heavier than a cup with several coats of epoxy on it. And I don't think it's going to take any more epoxy, because you're not technically trying to cover up, you're not trying to make it smooth. Everybody knows it's going to stay 3D. So it's not like you're going to be having to put a gallon of epoxy on there to make sure it gets covered. I think that's the advantage to it also, is that the clay is going to add some weight, but you're not having to put as much epoxy on there as you would on something you were trying to make completely smooth. I'm still going to try possibly to use a black paint wash to kind of fill in the beard wrinkles or the beard hairs, so that you can see more defined the texture of the hair. I just took some black and white, mixed it together to make the gray. I didn't find a gray or go really out of my way for it, because you're going to cover it with glitter. This is really just a base coat to give you a guide and to kind of help your glitter pop a little bit. So I'm not really too concerned about being messy. Of course, I'm going to try to be as neat as possible, but if I go over, it's not the end of the world, because it is going to be covered with glitter. So don't try to put that much pressure on yourself of having to stay within the lines. Remember, it's supposed to be fun. I know when I get busy with orders, sometimes I don't get to just do cups that I would want to do just for fun, so it's nice to try something new again. My mom hasn't had a cup since I very first started making them, and it's like I cut out by hand the vinyl lettering on her cup, or actually I think I didn't even do that. I think I bought letters. But she loves it and doesn't want to use another one, so I thought I would treat her with something fancy. So she likes the gnome, so gnome it is. She may not like it, it may be cumbersome for her, but I think she'll appreciate the effort, because I got my crafting bug from her, so I think she'll enjoy it. Alright, I think that's good for the beard. I do like how that came out pretty rustic, the beard. I like that a lot. Alright, let's do some white. Dollar Tree, you get like 8 of them for $1. You can peel them and reuse them. had way too many paintbrushes that I use all of, and ended up having to wash a ton of brushes all the time. Alright. The mustache is already kind of white because the clay is white, but I just wanted to define it out a little bit better. It's a little Fu Manchu, but not too much. It's a woodland creature. You know, he probably doesn't have much access to a razor with a beard like that. I thought about painting a little pink lip on there, which I might. Just a little bottom lip. My dad had a mustache, so I thought my mom might appreciate a mustache on this fella. Just the white, just to define out the mustache. And I think I might, like I said, take the pink and do just a little lower lip, but I will maybe do a brighter pink after all the glitter's on there. See, make sure it stands out. Or if we don't like it, we'll cover it up with the glitter and nobody will ever know it was there, except for everybody who watches it on YouTube. Yeah, you can barely see that, so I'm not sure that was really worth any effort there. Okay, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me just paint in real time. I'm going to fast forward it through the painting so you can see the final product. Then we will need to let it dry, and then we will move on to glitter. But here's where we are so far. So you can watch me paint, or you're welcome to fast forward, but I will put it on a high speed so that you're not having to sit there and watch me in slow motion paint. I think this will make a good mix for the red Dorothy and Garnet mixed together. Okay, now we're going to start adding the glitter onto the tumbler, and I have my little container of Mod Podge and my different mixes of glitter, and we're going to get all that added. I won't bore you with slow motion watching me add glitter. I'm sure we've all done that many times, so I will fast forward a little bit through this part as well. If you guys ever have any questions or want to know where I get something, I forget to put it in the, you know, down below in all the information, or just anything in general, you can always message me, or, you know, leave a comment. I try to look at them and reply to them often. Right now I'm still building everything, and I had the setback when I didn't do anything really for several weeks because of the epoxy outbreak. So I know I lost some people, and I didn't have that many people to begin with, so I'm kind of starting all over. So as I always say, please help out if you can by hitting subscribe, like, share, all of the above. Maybe just like. Be sure to watch me for more than a couple of minutes. Fast forward to the end. Don't have any ads yet, so I don't have to worry about asking you to watch the ads. But yeah, anything you guys could do to help me with that, every one of those things would help me out to kind of get me on a roll again. I do, like I said earlier, I am on TikTok quite a bit because I can just do short videos, get them out pretty quick. So if you want to look me up there, I think it's also Christy's Critters. And then we also have, of course, our website if you're ever interested in purchasing a cup. I don't know if I'm going to sell these. If I had special requests, I might. Can't decide if I want to post them or not. I'm afraid of how much I'd have to charge for them because of the time they take. But I'm the same with my dragon scale, and those are my best sellers, so I might try it. But if somebody watching is interested, of course, shoot me a message and we'll see what we can do to get you one. If you like it, of course, I hope you guys like it. But I don't think it's too bad for my first try so far. We'll see. I may look at it in a couple weeks and be like, ugh, what was I thinking? And I look at some of my first cups and I'm like, are you sure I can't make you another cup? Maybe. But they like them because they're, you know, cups from when I was first starting out. So I just sneak attack them with cups sometimes so that they have no choice. I think he's pretty cute, if I do say so myself. Pretty sparkly beard. I don't think I'd ever say this, but that may be too much glitter. Nah. Never. I think it'll be alright. It will tone down. I'll keep telling myself that. That it will tone down. No, it's not bad. Once everything else is glittered, it'll fit right in. That red's going to be beautiful on here. One thing about Christmas, you get a chance to use your straight up reds. Opinion, if you're watching and you want to leave an opinion. I make a lot of mixes. I use pretty much exclusively Glitter Chimp. I just love them. They're great customer service. They're based in Texas. So there are great glitter companies out there. I just happen to be fairly loyal to Glitter Chimp. So of course always pick the one that you're comfortable with. But I do a lot of mixes, so I take, as you saw here, I don't think I did straight of any one color except for the fog. but I have all these leftover dump cut mixes, or these mixes that I make, and I didn't know if that would be something people might be interested in maybe buying or something like that. Let me know what your opinions are on that. I don't know. I figure it's kind of no different than when you buy from a distributor and you put out mixes. Of course, I would give credit to who the letters came from, but I have a lot of them, and I thought I could sell them at a, you know, fairly decent discounted price, so that maybe somebody else could enjoy them. I don't want them to go to waste. Certainly don't want to toss them. Love my glitter way too much for that. So let me know what you guys think. If you think something, if that's something somebody would like, if that's something that you've seen done before, and just basically like the ability to purchase my dump mixes. And I generally know what I use them for, so say it would be like a dragon scale dump mix or a wedding party, things like that. I might even name the colors depending on what they were used for. But yeah, I've been kind of trying to get some input on that, and it's not easy to find any info on whether you can do that, whether people would want that, be interested in that. So I'm always looking for input on things like that. So let me know. There are some beautiful colors of mixes in there. I try to use them when I can, but weirdly enough, they just sometimes just don't fit in again, or somebody wants a different color, so I have to make a different mix, or just you name it, any reason in the book. Actually left a couple bald spots on the beard, but I don't think it looks bad on the beard to have a couple of areas that aren't glued. So yeah, let's see if the blue is going to cover up all the flaws on the hat. Alright, so now we let him dry, and then we will touch up any glitter we may need to touch up, and then we can put our first coats of, well, I'm going to use polyacrylic, and then I'm going to use the crystalline, and then we will try to put a black wash on there to fill in the cracks in the beard. Yeah, I'm excited to see how it comes out, and the folds in the hat, much better with the glitter on there. Perfect. I like it. Alright, I will catch up with you guys after this dries. my video cut off. I don't know where it cut off, but I would say the best thing to do to try it out is put 2 to 3 milliliters in one of your little medicine cups, and then see if that's how much you use, because that's probably more than you would need for one coat after you do your initial coat. But at least you have kind of a measurement to jump off from, if that helps. Because you do want it thin and you don't want to overwork it. That's the big thing too, is me not overworking it. So like I said, this one's going to take extra this time around, just because it's going to be the initial kind of soak it up coat. So I will be generous on this coat and let it get on there probably thicker than it's supposed to, just because I want to make sure that all of this glitter is, you know, down in there. I did put my cup down to catch any extra, just in case. It is not cheap. I'm trying to determine whether it's the same, less, or more than epoxy. Right now it feels like it's more, but I don't know that it is yet. I haven't done the numbers. I will keep you guys posted once I figure that out. I know I bought like the smallest container. I got through, I think, 4 tumblers, and that was it. So this time I did buy the next size up, the quart. And it's lasted me maybe 2 weeks, and you know, cups and dog dishes, so it does definitely last longer. So if I'm going to continue using it, I'm probably going to go ahead and do like I did with the epoxy and just start ordering gallon, half-gallon size. It's just more cost efficient and less hassle than having to order it constantly. My mom really loved him. I'm glad. I was afraid she might not. And I'm so glad I did the advice of that one video I watched. I'll try to find their names and link them below, where she did the crinkles on the top for the fabric, because it came out really good. I was afraid it was going to not, and I thought it was going to stand out strange. But it didn't. It covered up really well, and it reminded me of, if you've ever done prosthetics for Halloween costumes, and you take the that putty stuff and you make a scar, so you just do like the snake and then you spread it out. Exactly what I did for the folds in the fabric, and it worked out great. So I will definitely have to link her video for you guys. I apologize, I was not able to recover the rest of the video, so thank you so much for sticking with me through this extra long video and my first adventure with a Gnome Tumbler. He came out great. My mom uses him every day, so it's really worth the try. Everybody please stay happy, safe, and healthy out there, and as always, please feel free to like, comment, and share. I'll see you guys again soon.